You're listening to the Geriatric Mamas podcast with Jessica Raziri
and Sonia Tapley. Hey mamas, this week we're bringing you a very fun rewind episode. If you think you've already heard all the pregnancy myths, have you really? There are so many good ones in this episode from way back called Crazy Pregnancy Myths Mostly Debunked. If you have any crazy pregnancy myths to add to the list, please send them in to hello@geriatricmamas.com and let us know if you think they're myths or actually facts. Thank you so much for listening. Please subscribe and enjoy this episode.
Hey mamas, are you someone who's 35 plus and struggled with fertility, endured a miscarriage, experienced heartbreaking fostering or adoption challenges, or were perhaps flat out told by a doctor that you will never conceive naturally, and despite the odds, eventually found your happy ending by becoming a mama?
Send us your story at geriatricmamas.com. We would love to feature your journey to motherhood on a future Geriatric Mamas episode. So I was looking online to see if there are any pregnancy myth updates, and I came across something really fun. There's this pregnancy myth game now that you can play to predict your baby's gender. So there's this guy, his name is Del Weinberg, and he started reading mommy blogs when his wife was pregnant with their daughter. Oh my gosh. The blogs were full of pregnancy myths, especially when it came to determining the gender of an unborn baby, which, you know, we all do it. So Weinberg quoted for Pittsburgh City Paper and said he just got kind of interested in these myths and began compiling them to see what they might predict about the gender of their baby. So he would take 5 or 6 myths, create a chart in Excel, do some formatting, and then he would create a histogram or pie chart and discover if their baby would be a boy or a girl.
Oh my God.
I know. Like the technicality here.
Imagine having the time to just do that. Like,
right. How do you have the time? How do you have the time? I don't know.
Luxury, man.
Right. But you know what? Maybe he was onto something the whole time. You never know. Mm-hmm. So his first collection of myths inspired him to make Little Fortunes, which is a game for expecting parents. The game invites soon-to-be parents to predict their baby's sex through interactive tests based on pregnancy myths and folklore from around the world. Designed for baby showers and parties, the game can also be played in smaller settings or just between a pregnant person and their partner. So what a genius idea. Like, most of the time, you don't even get to find out the gender of your baby until your 18 to 20 week ultrasound. So naturally, you know, as you do, you start Googling how to predict a baby's gender. Obviously, since this game is based on myths, you can't really depend on it for accuracy, but it definitely sounds like a fun outlet to have during the time you don't know your baby's gender yet.
Yeah, for sure. I know. I remember like doing all of those things. It's like, even though you know that, like, literally it's like, just wait a couple more weeks. You're going to know. Science will tell you. But it's like, but I need to know now. I need to know now.
It's like people are like hanging on every word that they can find up until they know their gender. I mean, who wouldn't?
I was looking at like the heart rate. I was like, does this mean anything? Does this mean this? Does this mean that? And it's just like, it doesn't mean shit. It means you got to wait.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, what's that game where you hold the necklace over your baby bump? Do you remember? Have you seen this?
Yes, I've seen it, and it's so like, fun, but I don't know the name of it.
Yeah, it's like you hold a necklace over a pregnant belly, and it supposedly can predict the baby's gender. Let me Google this really quickly.
Yeah, we need to look that up. That's such a fun game.
Yes.
Okay, I don't remember how it goes.
It's known. So this is known as the pendulum test or the ring test, and here is how it works. So you string a wedding ring on a necklace. You hold a necklace over the pregnant belly and you observe the ring's movements. If the ring swings back and forth, it's said to mean your baby's a boy. If it spins in a circle, it's said to mean your baby is a girl. This is based on the idea of dowsing, which is a tradition that uses the movements of a ring-weighted string to determine the baby's gender.
You know what? That sounds like so much fun. Did you do that?
I feel like I tried doing that, and it just, I feel like I was like making it swing in a circle. I was like, oh yeah, that's definitely a girl.
Yeah.
But I couldn't do it. I think you have to, I think someone else has to do it over you.
Yeah. You're probably right. That's
I know. It's all fun and games, really, is what it comes down to.
Exactly.
Yeah. So speaking of fun and games, so this week we're bringing you a very fun rewind episode. If you think you've already heard all the crazy pregnancy myths, have you really? There are so many good ones in this episode from way back called Crazy Pregnancy Myths Mostly Debunked. If you have any crazy myths to add to this list, please send them to hello@geriatricmamas.com and let us know if you think they're myths or actually facts. We hope you enjoy the episode.
We thought it would be kind of fun to explore some of the crazy pregnancy myths that are floating around out there. I'm sure those of you that are currently pregnant have fallen down a rabbit hole of searching and seeing some of these things. And it's one of those things that I feel like you read something and you're like, that's ridiculous. But then there's still a part of you that it's in the back of your mind. And you're like, well, just to make sure I'm not going to do that. We'll just avoid that.
Yeah. And we wanted to talk about something a little bit different than the common myths, because we've already kind of talked through the common myths just because they're part of everyday conversation when you're pregnant or giving birth. So we kind of wanted to do some just really funny and out there myths that we hadn't really talked about or heard about.
What's funny though is that like they're funny to us, but there's people out there somewhere that actually are believing
I would
this.
really like to meet them and interview them to find out where it came from. There are some myths that it's still kind of a mystery as to where it started. So I think that's fun. The ones that I was texting you that I wanted to talk about with you, they were kind of boring. So you found some good ones.
Yeah. Well, so those were like, I feel like the common ones. And then some of them, even though that they were like technically myths, I was like, but like, I feel like that could be true. So I'm not going to put that on here. Okay. Well, I just like really like this first one because not that I was ever denied, but like I just feel like I wish that I knew about this myth because I could have like used this as like a secret power anytime my husband was just like, oh my God, no, we don't eat French fries for like the 57th time this week. So from oviahealth.com, it's OVIA health.com. And we're going to include the actual links to these articles in the show notes. Sonia did a really good job collecting all of these. But from oviahealth.com, these are just some of the few that I thought were kind of crazy. So the first one is denying a pregnant woman the things she craves will give you a sty.
Damn right it will.
Like a sty in your eye.
Seriously. Absolutely.
Like I wish I knew that. I would have used that as like my power. Been like, oh, I can't have that cake? Sty. You're going to get a sty.
Right.
Like, I don't know how it works. Like, do you just like, does the pregnant woman cast the spell or does it just like happen?
Your body just kind of takes over and gives you some good karma, I think. Good karma for your actions.
If you give her what she needs, then you get good karma. But if you don't, then you get a sty in the eye.
Bad karma. Bad juju, my dear. Yeah. So Mike would never have had a sty because I really think that he was excited every time I had a new craving. He'd be like, oh yeah, I'm going to run to the store. I'll be right back. He was like right on top of it. He probably had his keys in his back pocket the entire time, just waiting.
Well, because he was so excited that he finally got to like live his best life,
eat all the junk
he's food. Like, always wanted to eat. So the next one is a light brown birthmark. So if your baby is born with a light brown birthmark, it comes from drinking too much coffee.
Annabelle has a light brown birthmark, and I never touched a bit of caffeine while I was pregnant. And it was only because I was a crazy type A geriatric mama who, I mean, you can drink coffee while you're pregnant and you're going to be fine.
Yeah, but like, who's drinking that much coffee, though, that they're actually concerned that they just gave their child a birthmark?
Right.
That's my question.
Right.
So no judgment, but I guess there was a little judgment there, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
We'll move on. The next one, this one's kind of gross to me. Well, not kind of, it is really gross to me. This actually reminds me of one of our conversations that we've had. So if you don't drink enough water, your amniotic fluid will get dirty. And I read this another way too. If you don't drink enough water, then you'll have a dirty baby.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I read it like both ways. So basically it was like your amniotic water fluid will be dirty and then it makes your baby dirty.
Right. I think I think you're thinking of when we were talking about lymphatic drainage.
Yeah, and you have like dirty water
inside your body. So I can't. Okay, so while this myth is probably just a myth,
you believe it.
I can't help but overthink it and be like, well, where are they getting clean water from? If they're not drinking enough water, then and the baby needs the amniotic fluid, then obviously the body's going to save that dirty water for the baby. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe doctors could kind of fill us in on this. If any doctor
keep
is
in mind
listening.
these are myths. These have been proven to be myths, meaning that like there's no scientific evidence backing up any of these claims.
Okay, I think we need scientific evidence on this. Somebody needs to do a study for me.
Okay, the next one is for all you gingers out there. Eating spicy food causes your baby to have red hair. I've never heard that one in my life.
I haven't heard that one either. That's completely new. I've heard other things about spicy food, but I haven't heard red hair.
This next one I have heard, and I don't know, I kind of believe a little, although I didn't have any heartburn. But this next one is a popular one we've all heard. Heartburn. If you have heartburn while you're pregnant, then it means that your baby will be born with a full head of hair. I've also read this as like, if you have heartburn while you're pregnant, it means you're going to have a hairy baby.
So just like in general, they're going to be hairy.
Yeah, I was like, I feel like I need to clarify here. It's usually like a full head of hair, not just like a full on hairy. You're not going to have like gibbers for like a baboon, you know?
Right.
It's not the hair on their head. But Hayden had like a full head of hair. He had like a good amount of hair, and I didn't have any heartburn while I was pregnant.
Yeah.
So
no, Annabelle had a full head of hair.
Heard that.
Yeah, no, Annabelle had a full head of hair, and I did have heartburn towards the end pretty bad. But in the post, in a different post, it says that heartburn is related to progesterone levels in the system. And then in another study, it just said that, the hair on the head on a baby's head has to do with the overall levels of hormone in the pregnant mom. And so
got it.
I'm wondering if there's a connection between progesterone, because that's what apparently causes heartburn, and hair growth. So that I'm just wondering. Maybe,
interesting.
Maybe, again, there could be a doctor or a nurse listening.
Like, even though it wasn't true for me or for you, I still... part of me kind of feels connected to that one a little bit.
All right, so the next source that we have for myths is Britannica.com. And the first myth is a mother's beauty during pregnancy can determine the sex of the baby.
Yeah, so it's like a baby girl will steal a mother's beauty, whereas like a baby boy is kind to his mother and will make the mother appear more attractive during her pregnancy. Yeah, I'm sorry, but like I don't think I was more attractive during my pregnancy. I'm pretty sure I looked like an albino friggin' walrus for the majority of the time.
Yeah, I feel like I did too, especially in the beginning. I mean, I was having a girl, so I guess mine doesn't really count. But in the beginning, my hormones were way off just because of all the stuff I was taking for IVF. I thought this one was so interesting that I had to add extra notes. Of course I did. Of course I did. So in Britannica.com, there's this whole article about like the myths of pregnancy. And so the first one says a mother's beauty during pregnancy can determine sex of the baby is a myth. And then it's most likely related to morning sickness. And in general, morning sickness is a thing, and women don't always look their best during pregnancy. And then the very next myth is that if you're having a girl, you have more morning sickness. And so studies have proven that it's true. Some studies have proven, it's not like a big thing, but some studies have proven that if you're having a girl, morning sickness is a lot stronger. So that would kind of say that the first myth could possibly be true, because if you're more sick.
So the first time I heard of this myth actually was on the Kardashians. because Kylie Jenner was pregnant with a boy and she hadn't like told her family yet what the sex is. And they were all getting together for like dinner, and she came over and Kim just kind of stared at her for a minute. She's like, "You're totally having a boy." And Kylie's like, "What? Why?" No, she was like, "What?" And Kim was just like, "Because you're glowing, you're beautiful, you're radiant, you're radiant." She's like, "Boys are nice to their mamas." She's like, "Girls steal your beauty, boys make you more attractive." And that was the first time I had ever actually heard that rumor. And I was just like, "Oh, interesting." And I think I was pregnant at the time. And I like looked in the mirror and I'm like, "Yeah." Oh. I just like sat back down. I'm like, "Oh, never mind."
That's
I guess
so
it's not
funny.
for everyone.
I think you looked a lot better than you think you did when you were pregnant, because I know you weren't sending us pictures or anything.
Yeah,
but
I was sparing you guys.
The one picture you did send was really, really pretty. So
yeah. There's only like 5 million filters on it, but it's
She
fine.
sent us one selfie the entire 9 months that she was pregnant with Hayden. So we weren't allowed to see the bump or like anything.
Yeah,
we just knew it was there.
Yeah, you're all welcome. You're welcome for that.
That's hilarious. All right. So the next myth is spicy foods can burn the baby's eyes, resulting in blindness. Yikes! Spicy foods have also been blamed for miscarriages and inducing labor. Wow, spicy foods really get a bad rap. That's almost worse than like sushi.
What the hell? First of all, I ate so much Mexican and like hot wings, like while I was
now that
pregnant.
you mention it, so did I. I wanted Chipotle
And like
every day.
Hayden passed his eye exam with flying colors. And my parents used to joke that I had hot sauce in my bottle when I was a baby because like I just like love spicy
so
foods.
much.
My mom, I don't know that my mom really ate like a lot of spicy foods. I don't know. But yeah, so I just think that one's just a very cruel myth. That's just like that's just
awful.
like designed to scare the shit out of the mother for like no reason.
I hope other mamas just kind of feel the same way. Like this is just a really dumb myth, because don't deprive yourself of spicy foods if you want it.
But I can understand too, though. Like if I, luckily I didn't see this myth while I was pregnant. But like if I saw that myth while I was pregnant, there probably would have, even though I would have known it was fake, there would have been a part of me that had been like, oh, but maybe I won't.
Right.
I'll go with mild. Let's just do mild. It doesn't need to be spicy. I feel like there would have been a part of me that would have been a little nervous just in case, because like, who knows, where did this come from? So yeah.
You're right. I probably would have too if I had seen it. So the next one says, if a woman cuts her hair while pregnant, the baby could develop problems with its vision. So another eyesight problem.
What is going on with the vision? Like, what is happening? From SBH Health Systems, so it's sbhny.org. We already read like the heartburn, the hairy baby one, so we'll move on. But this one I had never heard, and this is another one that's terrifying. Crossing your legs or reaching above your head during pregnancy will make the umbilical cord wrap around the baby's neck.
That is so crazy.
Well, first of all, I don't think I could. I don't think I could cross my legs while I was pregnant.
Right. That definitely would be a challenge.
Love to see.
Right.
Yeah, I would love to see that. But I don't. Yeah, that's just terrifying.
Right.
Again, if I had read that, I would have been like nervous.
Right. And also, where did they find this one? It says
I don't know.
That it says on their website that this list that they have, because they have a whole list in the actual post itself, it says that they take it from all the pregnant women that they've met and helped. So I'm guessing that just like,
and they've like asked them like, oh, are you crossing your legs recently?
From mumsgrapevine.com.au, so I'm guessing that means Australia. The shape of your baby bump determines the sex of your baby.
Do we think that one's true? I feel like a lot of people are like,
well, yeah, I mean,
it's like a basketball. It's a boy. It's
like a watermelon. If it's a watermelon, it's a girl. If it's a basketball, it's a boy. I think for a lot of cases, it could be true. I've definitely guessed a lot of genders with the with that, with like they already knew their gender, they're showing really well. So I'll be like, oh, are you having a girl? And yeah, or oh, are you having a boy? Yeah. But I mean, I think you have to be really well developed in your baby bump.
But
and
I think also too, it just depends how they're sitting too. You know, because what if they're sticking their little butt out? It's going to give you like a cute little.
Oh yeah, sometimes Annabelle would just be like, her whole butt would be just like right here. Like right there, her butt would be there, and like her head would be on the other side. So, I mean, I know.
I used to like. I remember I'd be like in like a grocery store or something, and I'd be like waiting in line and just like minding my own business, and literally I could feel and see my entire stomach go from like one side to the next and just like transform, and I was just like, oh god, is anybody else seeing this right now?
The weird shape of my baby belly. It's so
like,
strange.
Just a human inside of me. It's just such a weird concept, but
it's the weirdest feeling too, when your skin, like basically your skin is like very, very, very tight on one side and then like totally fine. It's the weirdest feeling.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we're going to go on to the next one. Eating too many oranges while pregnant will turn the baby orange. That's hilarious.
I know. I've never heard that one before.
No. I mean, I might believe it about carrots, because isn't there some sort of like a food color dye in carrots, like a natural coloring? I
feel like because okay, but wait, actually, now let's think about this. So let's pretend. So maybe it is true with carrots, because we think about, isn't it true that like what you eat, it basically, so like the baby doesn't get like, they get like the nutrients to get like parts of it, and basically it flavors the amniotic fluid. And so I'm sure the carrots are probably staining the amniotic fluid.
Yeah. If you've ever seen somebody who's doing mono eating and they're like juicing carrots and eating carrots, they're pretty much orange. I mean, their skin tone is very orange, and it's from whatever that.
We should see if somebody will do an experiment for us, like get pregnant and eat nothing but carrots for 9 months.
Mono eat carrots.
We just want to eat nothing but carrots for 9 months long. Well, no, you probably need more nutrients than that. But just eat a lot of carrots for 9 months, and then report back to us once your baby's born. I want to see the color.
Email
of your baby.
Email us. Craving certain foods can determine the sex of the baby. So if you're craving sweet foods during the first trimester, you're having a girl. If you're craving salty foods in the first trimester, then you're having a boy. My mom always thought this was true.
Yeah, and you kind of guessed what I was having because of this.
No, I guessed what you were having. So I have this whole thing about the first 6 to 9 weeks of pregnancy, how hungry you are.
Oh my god, I was starving.
Yeah, so how hungry you are determines your the gender of the baby. And so there's only one person that I wasn't able to guess this with, and it was because Ash couldn't remember. By the time she was able to tell us in person that she was pregnant, she was very far along, because we were just like working and everybody was so busy we couldn't see each other. So I couldn't guess the gender of her baby because she couldn't remember how she felt those first few weeks. Plus I think she found out when she was like 6 weeks and just wasn't really paying attention to how much she was eating. And she was actually ravenous, and she remembered later, but I couldn't, when she first told us she was pregnant, I couldn't tell her what she was having because she couldn't remember. But everybody else, has been maybe 5 people I've told them what they were having. And
I wish Adam was here for this conversation, because the way he describes me, like during that moment, like he basically was just like, there was like a few occasions where we'd be eating dinner, and like we'd be watching like 90 Day Fiance or something, and I would just be like so excited about my meal, and I would just be like eating it, and then all of a sudden it'd be like halfway through my meal, and I'd look over with like the burger all over my face, and Adam's just like staring at me like because apparently I'm just like making all these noises like and he's just like, oh my god, because that's usually not how I am,
bewildered. Yeah,
and I was just like literally like this like animal just like gone all feral on this like cheeseburger, and he's just like, what is happening? He's like, wow, you were really enjoying that.
And I felt bad because I know you kind of, sort of wanted a girl at first.
I did.
And I was like, I'm sorry, hun, but you're having a boy. And then you kept asking me questions, and I'm like, yeah, no, you're having a boy. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And then Tiffany knew you were having a boy because she had a dream about it.
Yeah. Which I'm so happy that like it turned out to have a boy, because I would have really missed out.
Right. Exactly.
He's so cool.
Yeah. No, but I read that it was an old wives' tale. Yeah. When, for some reason, I can't remember why, but I was looking up old wives' tales. Oh, it was because during my 2-week wait, like towards the end of my 2-week wait, I was looking up any possible sign that I was pregnant. And it said, like, when you're pregnant with a girl, your nausea shouldn't be too bad depending on what you're eating. And also, you're not going to be starving. If you're pregnant with a boy, you're going to be ravenous. And then, of course, no matter what, I think nausea depends on what you're putting in your body and your hormone levels and all that stuff. But yeah, so I've tried it, and it's worked on so many people, and it's been completely accurate. And sometimes
I feel like there might be some truth to that too. And like my first thought when you said that, I'm just like, oh well, boys do eat a lot more than girls. So I was kind of thinking like maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. But
But I think we should have an episode where people who want to know the gender of their baby come on, and they tell us how they're feeling in the first 6 to 9 weeks.
Oh, that'd be so fun. I mean, and then you can predict it, and we can
even have them come on. Yeah, we could even have them come on like up to 12 or 15 weeks, because I'm sure they'll remember how they were feeling in that 6 to 9 weeks. Yeah. It's not like it's just going to go away. Ash's only went away.
That'd be so fun.
Wouldn't it? Let's do it. Okay. Let's do it. And then they can all come back and tell us what they actually ended up having. Yes. Okay. Cool. Please. Let's do that. Let's make that plan. Let's make it happen. How
okay,
exciting.
Now you can go back to the spicy one.
Okay, so the next one, the spicy one that I was so excited about. So eating spicy foods while pregnant will make your baby bad-tempered.
Why are they hating on spicy food? Like,
I don't know.
Just let us live our life and eat our spices.
Annabelle is pretty good-tempered. It's taken a lot of work, but I mean, I ate Chipotle with Chipotle sauce every day for like at least 2 trimesters.
Oh my God, I love Chipotle.
I know.
That's
Me
been
too.
like, obviously I miss my husband. I hate it when he's gone, but like I could literally eat Chipotle. It's a problem. Like I could eat Chipotle like every day. And he's just like, so whenever we're like, what do you want to eat? And I'm just like, and he's like, don't say Chipotle. And I'm like,
but that's what I was going to say.
There goes my thoughts.
Right.
So
I do
like,
that to Mike too.
He's been gone and I've had it twice already. And I'm just like,
why not do it? No, I do that to Mike too. If he asks me what I want for dinner and that's not what he wanted and he makes that clear, then I'm like, okay, it's your turn. You can figure out what you want. Yeah. But he didn't do that while I was pregnant, thank God.
I usually pick Luna, which is like this Mediterranean restaurant, or Chipotle. Those are like my 2 go-tos. Because I feel like they're like relatively healthy. I know Chipotle, you're like, it's not healthy, but the way, because like I make like a bowl. It's like a salad, you know?
Yeah, I do really healthy Chipotle. I do a bowl too.
Well, I don't do a really healthy Chipotle. So Adam makes fun of me because I'm just like, I'm getting a salad. He's like, yeah, but you're getting barbacoa, extra cheese. And then I get my side of guacamole.
Oh my God.
So, no, it's not healthy, but it's delicious. So I don't care. And there's lettuce there, so
scrumptious.
It's fine.
Right, lettuce, crunch, healthy food. All right, so enough on spicy food, people. Please leave us alone. If you stay mad at someone during your pregnancy, then your baby will look like that person.
Could you imagine?
Well, Annabelle looks like Mike, so.
Oh, wait a minute.
She looks like she looks like me, but at times she's Mike's twin.
She did in the beginning. The first, like,
when Annabelle was born, she was Mike's twin. Yeah, she was
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Mike was really doting when I was pregnant, so I wasn't like mad at him often. But if there was somebody I was going to be mad at, it probably would have been him.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. But if you like think about it though, could you imagine though, like somebody who you literally despise? I can't even think of anybody. Oh yeah, I just thought of somebody. Oh God,
that's hilarious. Well, I like that one. Yeah. It's clearly just a myth, everyone. Just a myth. if you itch a certain spot continuously during pregnancy, then your baby will have a birthmark in that spot.
Like, what? I saw another myth that I was like, first of all, I didn't even put it on here because I was like, no, that's not a myth. That's actually science. But it was like, oh, a myth is if you scratch your belly, you're going to get stretch marks.
That's actually true.
Yeah, that's actually true because it's dry skin and you're scratching off the skin that's needed. And when you scratch off the skin, then you're creating the stretch mark. So it is true. You need to lotion it.
That gives me the
belly. Don't
heebie-jeebies.
scratch your belly. And so the fact that it was like, it's a myth, I'm like, don't tell people it's a myth. It's actually true. So I didn't put that on there.
Right.
But
yikes. Ladies, don't itch your belly. Just put something on it to help with the itch. Don't scratch your belly.
This next one that you're about to read, I felt some kind of way about because Hayden cried a lot in the beginning. So I was just like, wait a minute.
That's hilarious. No, Hayden. Okay, so if your newborn cries a lot, it means he or she doesn't like their name and you need to change it. That's hilarious. Oh yeah, sure. Just go change the baby's name.
Change it real quick. Well, he's crying. He hates it.
Yeah. That is so funny. I have not heard that one. Oh my god.
Before. No, I hadn't either, but it's hilarious. I think that's just like something funny to like tell somebody that's like going through it. Like if one of you had said to me when I was like, oh my god, Hayden's just like so like fussy, he's crying a lot, I'd be like, Jessica, it's because he doesn't like his name.
You need to go change it. I would have
been like so confused. Like, really? Are you sure?
The solution to your problem is that you now have to go change his name. You're welcome.
Yeah, just no problem. Just go figure that out. Oh my god. Sonia, this one's good for Mike. This next one.
If your baby daddy gets a bit tubby while you're pregnant, it means you're having a girl. Oh, okay. There was definitely a little bit of time in there where he was just like eating all the things with me, and I was a bottomless
same
pit,
with Adam.
So he might have just subconsciously been trying to keep up with me. I don't know. But
I'm pretty sure Adam was convinced he had pregnancy cravings.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on from netmoms.com. This must be another Australian one. Sitting down too fast can snap your baby's neck. Jesus,
that's awful. Like what nightmares are made of.
First of all, like I wasn't doing anything too fast when I was pregnant. Like, I was lucky to like open my eyes in the morning. So because it was just everything was just so much. But holy, that's so terrifying. Like what? I feel like I'm getting all like the super like scary ones. Like Jesus.
I want to know where this one comes from. I want to know what culture that came from.
And like in what circumstance, like what crime happened. And the mom was like, no, I did not snap my baby's neck. What happened was I stood up too fast or I sat down too fast.
Right.
That's what happened.
Right.
It wasn't me that actually did that.
Right.
It was the power of my vagina when I sat down really fast.
Just circumstances.
I don't know. It's weird. So the next one, eating kebabs will lead to an ugly baby. Well, clearly I didn't eat any kebabs while I was pregnant. Okay, so this next one, if your right boob is bigger than your left boob, then it means you're having a boy.
That's really funny.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Like, I feel like I definitely had a bigger boob when I was breastfeeding.
I mean, everybody has a bigger boob.
That's true. And regular, you're right.
I don't know. Oh, this one I actually was afraid of. Sex during pregnancy will poke your baby.
Right? It probably could, though, if your baby's...
I mean, yeah, like, I don't know. Like, I know it's just, like, too far, but, like...
Right.
The visual of it is just, like...
Right.
You know, like...
Right. I mean, the baby's got to feel something if it's, like, 9 months. I'm not, like...
Who was it? My doctor, my OB said that, because I asked her, she's like, oh, and just so you know, like, sex during pregnancy is safe. And she was like, basically, it's just kind of like rocking the baby to sleep. Like, she's like, baby's on like a little, like, you know, just being rocked to sleep. Funny. And I'm like, yeah, that's what's happening. It's being rocked to sleep.
That is... It probably just depends on what kind of sex you're having, but thanks for that advice, doctor.
Yeah, it's like it was more like a roller coaster.
Right.
I'm just kidding.
That's so good.
Yeah.
These are good ones. So from zcoco.com. If you dip your hand in your husband's pocket to take money, your child will become a thief. I think that's just a husband saying, please don't take money out of my pocket.
I know. I'm pretty sure a husband wrote that. But
Yeah.
also, like, define dip. Because, like, I'm fucking reaching.
Right.
You know?
And I have
like,
to,
is it like a dainty dip? Or is it just like, what if you, does it matter?
Right. And Mike
Or is it
doesn't
just all the
wear
same?
loose jeans, so I really have to work to get in there.
Really have to, like, really get in there to get it out.
I don't think
honestly,
it classifies.
if we had to work that hard for it, just fucking give it to us.
Right.
You
Can I
know?
just please have your wallet? Thank you. All right. If you walk in the sun while pregnant, your child will be replaced with an evil spirit. Again, why are people trying to do this to pregnant ladies? Just let us have our sunshine. Let us have a little bit of happiness.
I know. You can't have any sunshine. You can't have spicy foods. You have to be careful when you sit.
If you
can't sit down,
you'll break
can't
your
cross your
neck.
legs.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
If you visit someone who just gave birth, your labor will be induced. I haven't heard that one before. I don't
Me
think
neither.
I visited anyone who just
But
gave
you know what?
birth.
Hold on, though. Let's think about this. So you know how when you're with like a bunch of girlfriends and you weren't due to have your period, but then another girlfriend has their period, then all of a sudden you get your period and all of your cycles sync up together? What if it's like some crazy shit like that? So it's like, this is what it is. It's like you're pregnant, right? Like, let's say we were both pregnant together. You had your baby. And then I go to visit you. And then I suddenly have my baby.
Oh, if a pregnant woman walks in the afternoon without a safety pin on her dress, the baby will be possessed.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even understand. Why would you need...
I think came from... These have to be a different country. Like, they're just crazy.
Yes. So this was zcoco.com.
Safety pin on her dress.
Yep. I haven't heard
just wear
that
pants, and you'll be good.
Yeah. Problem solved. If you eat a plantain or banana without removing the middle part, the baby's head will be split in the middle. What?
How does that even... I know, I literally wrote, what?
Yeah. And I agree.
How is that even scientifically possible? I don't understand. Like, I'm picturing, like, a snake tongue for a head. Like, I don't understand, like, what that even means.
Did somebody experience this in, like, the ancient past?
Maybe.
Did somebody have
I mean, something must have happened to, like, put this in someoe's mind.
Right.
I don't know.
Clearly it came from somewhere. Like, people can't just make this up unless they wanted the middle part of the banana and then told...
and they told the other person. It's like two sisters. One was pregnant and she's like, I really want that middle part. She's like, listen, if you eat that, then your baby is going to be born with a head split.
This makes me want to eat a banana, but, like, eat the middle of it and then try and nibble of the outside to see if the inside tastes better than the outside. Yeah. Because there's clearly a better reason for this
I don't know.
than just I don't know.
Maybe just avoid bananas.
I guess we're not eating bananas anymore, pregnant ladies. If a pregnant woman sits in the middle of twins, she too will have twins. That's funny because you're already pregnant. So how does that happen? Does just another baby just grow?
What the ultrasound is showing us that it's one baby.
A baby just
magically this other baby just popped up because you just sat down between two twins.
Right. So I think this one is scientifically, very scientifically impossible.
So the next one is from pitterpatterofbabyfeet.com. That's cute. The heart rate of the fetus can predict the gender early on. I remember I was actually hanging on to this one because when we went to hear the heartbeat for the first time, I was just like, here's the range. And wasn't it like if it's super high, then it could be a girl?
Yes.
And I was like, it's high, right? But it was like, they're all usually high in the beginning, so I don't know.
I don't know.
It wasn't true for me,
but
I was hanging on to that.
Right.
Again, I'm happy it turned out the other way, but okay, this one always used to drive me crazy. So dyeing your hair during pregnancy will lead to birth defects. First of all, you mean to tell me that every single hairstylist in the entire world that's been pregnant as fuck, sitting there with their giant bellies that are doing everybody else's hair, that have all these normal babies haven't shed light on the fact that this is a joke.
Right.
Like, they're literally mixing the formula. They're ingesting the fumes. I'm not saying that that's necessarily good, but, like, clearly this isn't a thing. This is ridiculous.
Right.
So stupid.
Right.
But at the same time, if it makes you feel better not to do it and you know, whatever, then it's just like, then, you know, you do you. Don't do it. It's fine. But I'm just saying, like, open your eyes, use common sense.
I mean,
it's ridiculous.
I think everybody, you know, worries about toxins, but who would make up that it causes birth defects? I mean, clearly.
Right. Like, yeah, okay. Obviously, like, you know, you have to be mindful of, like, certain products, avoid certain, like, deodorants and, you know, stuff like that. Like, obviously, like, it does make a difference to brain development and stuff like that and, you know, things. But, like, birth defects, I feel like that's a bit extreme. Okay. So when a pregnant woman looks at an ugly animal, her baby will resemble that animal.
Wait, that explains a lot. No, I'm just kidding.
You're thinking, like, all, like, the ugly babies out there? Like, what animals? Looking at. Do you work in a zoo by chance?
That's hilarious. Yeah. If we ever said something like that in public, then I would probably be the only person who knew what you were saying. Because obviously.
I'm like, no, why? I've never run animals. Oh, weird. Could have fooled me.
Right. Meanwhile, Sonia's snort laughing in the corner.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Pregnant women should avoid working out. I think this is true. I think you just need to 100%. Not work out ever.
We should just not. We should just not work out.
I just dropped my earbud. I, like, held on to that one for Adam. I was just like, I'm not supposed to work out. I can't have any shaking. I can't have any, like, lifting.
Right.
Like, but then, like, Adam would see, like, all these videos of these, like, super, like, a pregnant woman would jog by and he'd be like, I see, like, our neighbor, she's running by, and I was like, no, she's just really fat and she's trying to lose her belly weight.
Right.
Like,
that belly gotta, you know, that belly's looking kind of heavy these days. No, I read that exercise was bad, but that squats help with labor, and so I only allowed myself to do squats as if it wasn't exercise. It was just for labor, and that was it.
I feel like I'd rather squeeze lemon juice in my eyes than to have worked out while I was pregnant.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse I could have thought of doing to myself.
Right. No, why do that? Why do such a horrific thing?
Okay, you have to eat for two. I don't understand why this is a myth. Again, I feel like this is scientifically true.
You do 100% need to eat for two. It's not a myth. How did this one make it onto the list?
I don't know. It's a typo. Just ignore that. Let's cut that out.
I cut it. It's cut. Bye.
It's cut. Goodbye. Pregnant women should avoid skincare don't think you should avoid all skincare products. I just think just don't be an idiot about it.
Right.
Like,
it's all it goes back to the toxin situation. Just make sure you're not
just be mindful.
Normal. Yeah,
be mindful of it. Like, don't be doing any crazy masks.
Maybe we don't do retinol. Like, we don't need to do retinol.
Like, just calm down. Just calm down. Okay, calm the fuck down.
Right.
Going outside during an eclipse will cause a cleft palate.
I added the note there for us. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I was
Aztec beliefs?
Yeah, I was determined to find out where these myths came from, especially the most bizarre ones. For example, this one is very bizarre. So, this myth, just so you know, began from Aztec beliefs, and so that was the note. That was all of it right there. The note came from Aztec beliefs. So maybe all of the crazy ones came from the Aztec culture. Yeah. We should check in with
Aztecs.
If somebody listening is from, you know, the Aztec, like, is descended from Aztecs, could you please just let us know if it's just this one myth?
Yeah.
Or if it's like all the other ones.
Are you responsible for all of these?
Yes. Could you? I think that's a logical question.
Yeah. So the next one, avoid cats altogether. Mm-hmm. So I actually did do some reading on this one. So your notes, Sonia,
I did too, I
agree. Yeah. So I did read that it's like it's not necessarily the cats itself; it's the
feces.
litter box,
right? It's the litter box.
Cat feces carry a disease called toxoplasmosis. How do you say that?
Toxoplasmosis. When we found out we were actually pregnant, I was petrified of this toxoplasmosis. And then I went to, it was like one of my early midwife appointments, and I talked to them about it, and they said that it's really only an issue for outdoor cats who can kill rodents and birds, and like whatever that rodent or bird had, it can come out in their feces, and then it's a whole ordeal for pregnant women because it really can cause birth defects. But like, don't get rid of your cat. You know, don't just have somebody else
have your partner handle the litter box.
Right. And I think I do have like one friend who got rid of her cat when she found out she was pregnant, and it's because she's a single mom and didn't have anybody who could help her with it, and it was an outdoor cat who, you know, did kill things and be like, hey mom, look what I brought for you. So I mean, don't get rid of your cat. Figure out another situation. If you have a partner living with you, then they can just easily change the cat litter and you'll be okay. Yeah. You know?
Eat your spicy food. Don't work out.
Don't
have your partner handle the litter box. Get your hair done.
Yeah.
Put your lotion on. Go hang out in the sun.
What else?
That was fun. Those were crazy.
Fun.
I hadn't like heard any of those.
Right. No, these were new.
Most of those.
These were new. Your research was great. And I woke up this morning to all of these notes, and I was like, where did she find these? Because I was Googling them last night.
Yeah.
And I was like, these just don't seem that interesting.
I was like, crazy pregnancy myths. Funny pregnancy myths, and I was just like going down the list, and I was looking, and some of them that were just like the ones that we had heard all the time, just like whatever. I'm like, well, that could be true. No, I'm not adding on there. So I'm like, I wanted like some that were just like out there and did not disappoint. For sure.
Well, no, good job. I'm excited about these. I think they're great. Reminder, you get 20% off services at Ageless Medical Aesthetics in Westbrook, Maine with the code MAMAS 2024, and a free first swim class at Goldfish Swim School in Portland, Maine with the same code MAMAS 2024. You'll just need to call them to schedule your child's first visit. Receive 15% off orders over $45 on the Apothecary website when you use your code MAMAS15 from now until August 23rd, 2024.
I need to get on that.
Yeah.
I need all of it. I need all the things. All of the tinctures.
I just got another shipment of rosé tinted glasses last night. It was a surprise.
Oh, is it like Christmas morning?
It was like Christmas morning.
Well, that is all we have for you today, folks. So thank you for listening. Be sure to tune in next week. Your support is keeping the podcast going. You can help by following, subscribing, rating, reviewing, and especially by telling a friend to listen anywhere or watching on YouTube.
Yes, please. For more info, you can check out our website at geriatricmamas.com. You can also follow us on Instagram at geriatric_mamas, on YouTube at Geriatric Mamas, Twitter at Geriatric Mamas, and follow our group page on Facebook, Geriatric Mamas, and TikTok at geriatric_mamas. I did it again.
Good job. You did it. If you have a topic idea you'd like us to discuss, are interested in being a guest, or simply have a funny geriatric story to tell, you can go to geriatricmamas.com and hit be a guest or send us your story. Bye-bye.
Bye.